Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Oh, you getting it? So I'm getting free. What's going to people? Woo, what's going to people? It's a day of whatever that we call Tuesday. Anyway, they say, what's going to people? Oh, it's going to be one of them hiatus type of days and stuff like that, you know, with the craziness that's going on within the world we live in. Anyway, that being said, did you watch the Bruce Jenner interview last night in reference to the Kardashians? You know, in reference to Bruce Jenner telling his story about transition and stuff like that. And actually had a talk with, you know, his wife, Chris, and, you know, well, ex-wife now because they're now divorced. So basically, he was just basically saying, you know, that he was hard to talk to her and stuff like that. But, you know, out of 25 years of marriage, like I said before, he deceived the whole family and stuff like that. And, you know, Chloe didn't take it quite well in the beginning, but obviously she'll come around, or basically for the cameras and stuff like that, because no one wants to come off as a villain and stuff like that. And I thought it was quite hilarious when it came to the point where Kim was talking about, you know, she went to help him with his clothes and stuff like that, and Bruce was like, oh no honey, I done stole some of y'all stuff. Oh, these are the things that goes on with people who are secretly cross-dressing in your household and stuff like that. That being said, I want to talk to you in reference to, you know, the LGBT. I come to you once again with some bad news, obviously. I'm going to tell you the story the best way I can. Okay, here we go. Now, this happened in Philadelphia, PA. Okay. A woman by the name of London Chanel. She's the age of 21 years old. At 12:40 a.m., she was stabbed to death 2 times in the back and 1 time in the neck. And this is locations at 2200 block of Ingersoll Street. And she was stabbed by a 31-year-old man. I'm assuming it's a man because, you know, we use different words, stuff like that, but. And this is what happened. She got into a big argument with this man, her attacker, 31 years old, inside the bedroom on the 3rd floor and stuff like that. It got into a heated argument. Evidently, they started fighting and stuff like this. Now, this thing that gets me is that this place was located in Philadelphia. It was a abandoned house, allegedly, that they were all living in. So, to me, if you're in work at me here. To me, if you're inside of an abandoned house, this means that you're homeless, obviously, because it wouldn't be an abandoned house. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that you're in the 3rd floor inside of an abandoned house and got into a heated argument, stuff like that, and she was murdered. And her friends liked to, you know, said that she was really a nice person, stuff like that. You know, after she was stabbed and stuff like that, they picked her up, the attacker and someone else picked her up, carried her downstairs. Evidently it was in self-defense or heated argument, and the person who did it, in my mind, regret what they did. So they carried her, the attacker, and someone else, her friend, took her downstairs and stuff like that. They flagged down the officer and stuff like that, got her to the hospital, and she died. You know, I make videos in reference to this a lot of times. I always tell people, even if no one listens, well, I'm not going to say no one, but a lot of people don't listen to me. I mean, there's a lot that I say, but, you know, and a lot of times I feel as though I'm reaching for something that I'm just reaching in my mind. You know, and the thing about it is that I'm not saying everybody, but I always tell people to watch their surroundings. I always tell you to watch your friends. It's not the enemy that you need to watch. You know, to me, my personal opinion of this, I feel as though it was somebody she was seeing. And I may be wrong. The 31-year-old attacker killed her. It's just my opinion. You know, because why would you be in, you know, first of all, you're in an abandoned building. Which is scary, number 1. You get into an argument with someone, scary, number 2. You thought that, in my mind, I'm thinking, she's thinking that's just an argument. The person pulls out something and kills her. Now, she went down to Philly and stuff like that. You know, her mother had a problem with her transition, but her mother had got to the point where they had started back talking and stuff, and her mother wanted her to come home. She was getting her name changed and stuff like that, and she was heading back home. Now her mother has to bury her child. This is the thing that gets me. Parents, when you have children who are from the LGBT, and I'm not saying, you know, you have to listen to me, because obviously the ones who will listen will, and those the one who won't. When you send your child out into the wolves of the world, and you forget that that's your child, and that your feelings in your way becomes way more important than what your child is saying. I know I'm going to sound mean, but you reap what you sow. Because if you don't care enough to stand with your child and to throw your child on the street like a dog, I don't feel sorry for you if something happens to your kid. I feel sorry for her. I definitely feel sorry for her. My heart goes out to her. And it bothers me. Because I've been put in this situation and stuff like that, and you know, it just doesn't make sense. It just don't. I watch how parents stand behind their kid who committed murder. I watch a child says, well, I'm gay, I'm this way, and you throw them on the street. Just throw them on the street. It becomes about you. And I'm talking to the parents who throw their kids out on the street. It becomes about you. It don't become about the child that's sitting there talking to you. You are their only friend. You are the one that they come into. You're the one with this information that they are hurting. They get scared. Most of the time they're so scared to even tell you because their reaction. And the reaction gets them thrown on the street. End up dead. They end up doing a lot of things that maybe they wouldn't want to do for the sake of survival. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. I'm sitting up here and I'm so much trying to hold back my tears because I don't want to sit up here and start crying, because if I'm crying, I'm ruined. And when I hear this story, I have flashbacks in my life. And a lot of other girls who've been thrown out on the streets like dogs should have flashbacks of their life. This girl didn't have any other options. Or maybe she had an option. Maybe she wasn't happy with the options that was given to her. I don't know. I'll never know. You'll never know. We can't sit down and ask her story, because she's gone. And for an attacker, allegedly, to carry her downstairs after killing her, it's more to the story. It's more to the story. And the thing about it is that she must have felt safe to be up in there with them. What was the argument about? Was the argument about him cheating on her? Was the argument about him trying to rob her? Was the argument about him slapping her? We'll never know her side, will we? All we know is that a girl like us have been thrown onto the street until the wolves to finally get their victory and take one of us away. And for what? For what? Sure, we can talk about the Bruce Jenner story and stuff like that, and we can talk about how, we're going to watch this whole thing unravel. It's not such a wonderful thing when you're actually walking in the footprints of it all. When the ones who actually try to kill us actually sometimes be our own gay people. Even be the man that's laying next to in the bed with us. Got the knife behind his back and the smile in front of his face. And we never know if that's going to be the one to take us out. We're so worried about other people. We actually pulled the one in that's going to kill us right there. Anyway, that being said. So if you're a parent of a child that's talking to you, don't throw your child away. Okay. My question is, if you know he's 31, Y'all must know what he looked like. Is he in police custody? Does he have a name? Is it going to do a full investigation? If you know anything about this video, about this person, leave down in the comments or leave me a link and I will report it in to let people know about, the Girls Like Me news. Anyway, that being said, I just want to put it out there in Chanel, London Chanel, London Chanel 21. Rest in peace, sis. Anyway, rest in peace. Anyway, that being said, I just want to put that out there and stuff like that because I know the news is always reporting stuff and, they forget to use the right way when they call us out, on when it comes down to our lives and stuff like that. And, I really wish a lot of transsexuals would learn that we really need to stop going against each other. Not even just the transsexuals, the LGBT. But, I don't know. I know a lot of people don't listen to me, so it is what it is. Anyway, that being said, I thought I'd put it out there and hopefully they got the person. I still find it something very fishy in reference to this, and he's 31 and so if you know this much information, you should be locked up. Anyway, that being said, enough of that subject. And I don't have a number. All I know is down in Philadelphia and stuff like that. And that's all the information I have. Allegedly, everything I told you is correct. Websites are always changing everything around and stuff like that. So if I done something that was really not far off or was off, forgive me for that. A lot of times, I'm a human, but I went through a couple of websites and they basically said the same thing. Anyway, that being said, I want to say, my sisters like me, be safe. Be careful of your surroundings. Watch those friends. Watch those boyfriends. And that reminds me of why I wasn't even making videos, because someone was trying to be with me and stuff like that, and start trying to change me and stuff like that. And at a weak point in your life, sometimes you start listening, and then when you catch yourself, I catch myself, of course, I bounce back. So like I always said before, it's not the ones. Keep your eyes on the one you trust versus the ones you don't. An enemy knows you and them are enemies, so they're not gonna fuck with you. It's them goddamn friends. And I'm not saying her friend had something to do with this, but she's inside of a abandoned building with a man and another girl. She had to be in it because she felt she could trust him. Anyway, that being said, I want to say hello all new people. Boom. I want to say old people. Bam. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I want you to do you. I want you to do you the best way that you can. And if nobody don't like it, then fuck them forward.